Shalom, Kohala Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Kakudash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. The hopeful elect tabernacle of David. I'm the brother Yahshua back with the WW3 Daily Update. Shalom and salutations to you. I'm going to start right here. Jeremiah 51 and 28. I'm going to read King James. Prepare against her, against who? Against Babylon, the United Snakes, the nations with the kings of the Medes. All right, the kings of the Medes actually goes all the way back to the Soviet Union. And the Medes themselves is Russia. The captains thereof and all the rulers thereof and all the land of his dominion. Let's read it in NIV. Prepare the nations for battle against her. Okay? So it didn't say for battle right here. Prepare the nations for battle against her. The kings of the Medes, their governors and all their officials, and all the countries they rule. It gets deeper right here in the NLT. Bring against her the armies of the nations, led by the king. Okay, see? This is huge. Bring against her, against who? Babylon the Great. Who's Babylon the Great's mother? That would be the United Kingdom, England. All right? Bring against her the armies of the nations. What does that mean? That means that eventually all militaries are going to come against Babylon the Great, led by the kings of the Medes, starting with Russia, and all their captains and officers. All right? Crazy. That's what this is talking about. Babylon's punishment. All right? That's what we see. All right, so we're going to go here. Today's Wednesday, the third day. We got 2 more days for the WW3 Daily Update. This is yesterday. Off-grid desert farm of Paul and Adrian yesterday. Breaking news, proof Liz Truss ordered the destruction of the Nord Stream pipeline, U.S. to invade Haiti. Okay, that, all right, whatever that is. Of course they're going to invade Haiti, so to prop up their installed proxy government. So anyway, what is this Liz Truss? The one who did 44 days in the UK as the prime minister and then suddenly stood down. Why? Because of the phone call that she made. And they're going to go into it right here, all right? The phone call was traced by Russia, okay? And it implicated the United Kingdom, England, as being the one who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, which is an act of war, which is an act of terrorism, if you will. Who's the real terrorist? Okay, Babylon the Great is the real terrorist. The small hats in the land of Israel right now that are waging a genocidal, homicidal, murderous program to steal the land, what they said happened to them in 45. How upside down and backwards is that? Well, the truth, the truth will get you hemmed up, all right? Before the truth sets you free, it's going to get you hemmed up. Ask Kanye. Here we go.
Breaking news that there could be a small invasion. You might hear about this in the coming weeks. That the United States actually invaded Haiti, and Adrian's over there mumbling something. Yeah, we invaded Grenada, so what's Haiti, folks? I guess Haiti is they're threatening our national security, folks.
Now, he's talking about the places that we, as in Babylon the Great, have invaded. Okay, well, we, all right. And who runs the United States? Well, the Israelis do. What are they over there doing? Right? They invaded Israel from the Palestinians and are wiping them out and taking the land. Who does that?
You never know about Haiti. They might send their Air Force or their Navy or their Army into America. You never know, folks. Yeah, Haiti might have weapons of mass destruction. We have to invade them. We have to invade them and conquer another legitimate country. Anyway, I wanted to bring.
All right, just like the Palestinians, they might come out with their rockets. What do they call them? Rockets and sticks and rocks, and they might just defeat the missile shield and the F-35s and and all the way up to the ICBMs that they got over there. All right. Now he's about to go into Liz Truss and who actually blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, which is an act of war, meaning this: Russia must retaliate for what England did. Russia is going to war starting with England. And if you go back a couple of months, Vladimir Putin said, I'm going to get it. Putin says England first. Let's see what this brings up. 4 months ago, Putin ally says will bomb London, that's England, first in World War III. How many months ago? 4. London should be bombed first in World War III. You see this? You see that? What's going on here? London nuclear target. Putin ally threatens aggressor UK amid Russian-Ukraine war. What? And see that person right there? How long ago did Nord Stream happen? I'm going to look that up. Vladimir Putin spies inside UK's Prime Minister phone. Liz Truss in trouble. See where this thing is going? They said 4 months ago, the Putin ally says, we're going to bomb London, Big Ben, London Bridge, first in World War III. 4 months ago. Now we'll watch this and find out what's going on. All right?
That news. So let's get to the main story here. I want to talk about Liz Truss and what has just happened in the United Kingdom a few weeks ago. So let me get this article on the screen. Like I said, I was going to use Hal Turner, and if I get the okay from him, I will repost that video. But until I get the okay from him, we're just going to go with this news. But what has happened is that Russia has found out who was behind the Nord Stream pipeline bombing. They have evidence that the United Kingdom, with the leadership of NATO and the United States, we had something to do with it. The United Kingdom Royal Navy blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. They did it. In fact, Russia intercepted Liz Truss email to Anthony Blinken 1 minute after the pipeline blew up. Nobody in the world knew the pipeline was blown up. But Liz Truss sent an unclassified email to Anthony Blinken and saying it's done. That's all she said in the email. It's done. 1 minute. Russia traced this call, intercepted her phone call on iCloud, got that information, and Anthony Blinken didn't answer. This wasn't about baking a cake, folks. It wasn't about baking cookies or baking a cake or English muffins. Oh, Anthony Blinken, it's done. They're nice and fluffy. No, all she said was, it's done. 1 minute. So Russia has traced this using UTC time, Universal Time Stamp, 1 minute after the pipeline blew up. So let me go ahead and read you this article. Folks, this is an act of terrorism against a sovereign nation. This is an act of war. When a country, a state-sponsored country government, attacks another country's infrastructure, that's called war. So Russia now has the proof that the United Kingdom, with our okay, and we probably helped plan this, blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, over $15 billion pipeline. So let's go ahead and read the information right here. Pure act of war against Russia. Liz Truss nailed the British operation to blow up the Nord Stream pipeline, and here is why she resigned. So did you ever wonder why, folks? Did you ever wonder why after 44 days she quit? Because she used an unencrypted communication. She didn't use an encrypted communication to text Anthony Blinken. She did it on her cell phone. And Russia picked up that communication. And that's why the
Okay, so, and always remember that this could be staged. This whole thing. When you're dealing with the NWO, okay, and who's got a CBDC, who's moving to the micro C-HIP, right, which is the MOTB, right? When you look at the big picture thing, all of these people are working in concert with each other, okay? And they're all just doing their part, right? Why would she do that? Why would she use an unencrypted cell phone to send a text and then enable Russia to just, oh, well, here's the smoking gun, and now the conflict moves to the next level? It seems all too convenient. And I'm not saying that it was done purposefully and it's part of a larger scheme, and I'm not saying that it didn't happen the way that it's being presented to us in the mainstream media. I'm saying let's sit back and wait and watch and see what's going to go on without, jumping to hasty conclusions, all right? Both of those things are in play. So continue on, Wolfman.
forced her to resign. The shortest prime minister ever that served in the United Kingdom. 44 days. 44 days she was forced out because she did not follow protocol. Protocol is that if you have an important critical message, you do it on encrypted telephone lines or emails or computers that they cannot be hacked. She did it on a regular cell phone. It's done. So let's go ahead and read this article. The non-observance of security protocols, a sign of its inadequacy, is said to have been paid for by the former Prime Minister of Britain, Liz Truss, who not only authorized the blowing up of the Russian Nord Stream pipeline, but also sent a message with the word done to the U.S. Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, just a minute after the pipeline attacks. Now, the war in Russia is expanding, as it is certain that the Russians will respond to this clear act of war by Britain. The British and Americans assumed, and quite rightly, that Germany would bow to popular pressure and make its own deal to buy Russian gas. So they hatched a plan by blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. The operation was undertaken by the British. When the Nord Stream pipelines began to explode, sensors in the Russian gas company's Gazprom pipeline set off alarms that the pressure had dropped massively and suddenly. Gazprom then knew that the pipes were broken. The Gazprom computers that recorded the minutes, seconds, when the sensor alarms were triggered, all used coordinated universal time, or the UTC, 4 time stamps. Exactly 1 minute after the alarm went off at Gazprom, iCloud, recording of Prime Minister Liz Truss' iPhone, showed that she used her iPhone to send a text message to Anthony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State.
These people are smarter than that. You understand? They understand what can be hacked and what, how they got it. That's a little too convenient. Oh, I just used my phone. It has been done. Done. It's done. Okay? That's a little too convenient. And then, oh, here's the smoking gun. All right. Did it happen like that? Well, at some level it did, but is this all part of a larger plan? That has to be taken into consideration.
Message read, done. iCloud computers also coordinated universal time for message timestamps despite the fact that Russia and the UK are in different time zones. The UTC proves that it was literally 1 minute after the Gazprom pipeline explosion that Liz Truss sent the message to Anthony Blinken. No one else knew that the pipelines had been blown up. Gazprom knew there was a problem, but didn't know what or why. Liz Truss knew, because it was the British government that carried out the sabotage. In fact, this information became an issue from the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs itself. Megolod, the megafile sharing platform founder Kim Smits, aka Kim.com, tweeted that Truss sent Blinken its over message 1 minute after the Nord Stream explosion. .com tweeted, how do the Russians know that the UK blew up the Nord Stream pipelines in collaboration with the United States? Because Truss used her iPhone to text job done to Secretary Blinken within a minute after the pipeline blew up. It's not just Five Eyes that have access to all the big text databases. Russia and China also have sophisticated cyber units. The funny thing is that the government officials with the highest security clearances still preferred encrypted iPhones to those issued by the NSA and the GCHQ. A few days ago, Moscow blamed the British Navy for the September 26 attacks. Russian Foreign Ministry Press Secretary Maria Zakharova reacted to the .com tweets, writing on Telegram, I'm interested in London's answer to the following question. Did British Prime Minister Liz Truss text U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken saying done right after the Nord Stream pipeline was blown up? Millions of people around the world are waiting for London's response, Zakharova said. On October the 29th, British Daily Mail reported that Liz Truss' private phone had been hacked over the summer. As for the contents of the phone, nothing was shown so far. So, folks, this is another smoking gun. This is another smoking gun, and everybody wants to blame Russia for this war.
Because it's all part of the narrative. All right, so we'll go ahead and stop right there. I wanted to read the Kim.com says, how do the Russians know that the UK blew up the North Stream pipelines in partnership with Babylon? See that? Now let me ask you this. Do the Russians fear the UK more than they do the US? I don't think so. Here's the real war. Here's what the scriptures say. Russians or the Medes against the Babylonians. Right? How do they know? Because Liz Truss used her iPhone to send a message to Secretary Anthony Blinken saying it is done a minute after the pipeline blew up and before anybody else knew. iCloud administration access rocks. Is this part of a bigger scheme, a bigger plan? Okay. Because everybody, including Russia, okay, are they really fighting each other? For everybody to have a CBDC, a central bank, what do you call it? CB, central bank CBD digital currency, central bank digital currency, right? What does that mean? That means everybody is connected to everybody. That means the Russians are connected to their so-called enemies. Okay, they're all doing business together. What are they warring against each other? They're going to seal off the Iron Curtain. Is Russia going to be an enclave unto itself, or are they going to continue to do world business after all is said and done? After all war, well, the war is over. Let's get back to business. Is Russia not going to do business with other countries? It doesn't work that way anymore. Or has it? It probably never worked that way ever. But what they want to do is connect everything in what? NWO. See, there's something called World War III. What's the common denominator? World War III, New World Order. The common denominator is the word world, meaning this: they're all in it together. All right, so keep that in mind as we move forward. Now, what overrides everything? The word of the Lord. Okay? Let me see if I still got this up. That's the Medes. Let me see. Let's see if I can get that here. So I can bear with me. My word. Okay? Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. What word? This word right here. Let's go back here first. All right, prepare the nations for battle against her. Who's her? Her is Babylon, America. America's punishment. The kings of the Mede, the Russians, their governors, and all their officials, and all the countries they rule. Right? What countries does Russia rule? Go back to the Soviet Union, including Ukraine and all the surrounding countries. If he doesn't rule them right now, he will very soon. As soon as you start bombing them into submission, starting with the Ukraine. That's what that battle is about. The reformation of the Soviet Union, pursuant to Ezekiel 38. All right, hooks in their jaws. All right, so there's that. And there's this. Okay, what is the Most High doing? His word is not coming back void. It's going to accomplish all that he set it out to do. What does this of the Most High's word say? Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. The Medes, the Russians, against the Babylonians. Okay? Why? If the Most High stirs up the Russians against against the Babylonians, who's going to win? His word is going to it's not going to come back void, and it's going to accomplish everything that he set it forth to do. Okay? And this is what we're watching. All right? And right now, the UK is involved, is standing with Babylon, is the mother of Babylon the Great, if you understand. All right? So with that, we'll end it right there. We hope that the lecture edified you brothers and few sisters with that one. Shalom.